Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Fessa, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy July 1st, 2026. We're in the second half of 2026, friends, and I can't wait to see where Disclosure is going to go. It's going to be a doozy. On that note, let's go ahead and welcome in our audience and see who the heck we have out there. Well, Jesus Christ, where did that go? Restore our chat, pop out chat. I lost the chat. Where did you go, people? Pop out the chat. There it goes. Let me get to live participants. All right, who the hell do we have out there? Let's take a look. We have April's in the chat along with, we got Aussie and Brian Morgan. We got Brains is out there. Yeah, it's a live show, folks. Let's welcome everybody in. Casey James is out there along with Country Carpenter. We got D. Henderson. Elvis is in the audience along with Firefly and Galactic Family Podcast, also known as Jay. Let's welcome in Geraldine Durazio, Gizmo, Grateful Benny, Hobbit Mouse, Jericho, Josephine. Good to see you, my friends. Ferentino. Great Italian name. I love that. We got Kelly Broughton, her piercing blue eyes, as always, along with Kenny, Kiwi DJ, Lori G, Lou. Good to see a different Lou, but we're Louie for that Matarena. Everyone's popping around. We got March Live, Mr. Drews. We got Nathan Forrest, Necessary Dialogue. And Peggy and Steve, all the way from Florida. Thank you for coming out, you two, or four, if you call Crockett and Tubbs. You can't forget our furry friends. Psychosomatic Attic Insane is out there, along with Rainbow, Scooby Dooby Gooby, Specialist QKD, Shermanator Osborne from the Ancientologist area just popped up. Good to see you, Sherman. We got Specialist Steve Mateo, Sweaty Nerd. Teresa Loves Our President, the Truth Master, Wasteland Wanderer, Wendy Joe, Wolf Dog, X42B, and Andy, also known as the Old Tommy Tanker. How about that? If we jump into the studio and we say those words, Daryl is here. How's it going, Daryl?
Oh, wait. There we go. Hey, it's going well. And I see Mike is over there.
I know. Well, you were there, so we'll get back to you in a second, except we'll be ready for the national security.
Oh, you already said it. Okay, very good.
There we go. You got the right one out tonight. I've got the red straw, so we match. How about that? Mike, how in the hell is the weather going for you in New York? It sounds like it's hot and steamy.
It is, but let's start the festivities off for tonight's show by allowing me to wish you a happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, my God. Do I have to get it out here? Let's see if I can find it. I haven't played the drunks. It's perfect for our show, actually. Oh, happy birthday at the pub.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, it's that time of the year, folks. I only get it one time a year, and this is your chance to say, and a lot of people have been saying happy birthday. I greatly appreciate everyone's loving wishes as I turn those two magical numbers, 58, while it's close to 60. It sure as hell isn't close to 65, eh, Mike?
No, it isn't. That's correct.
Mike, you got you.
Oh, there we go. Daryl, we're all getting old on this one. If you look at our analytics from the show, you could tell by our audience. We got some people's in their 30s and 40s. We got a lot of people's in their 40s and their 50s. A lot of people from their 50s and the 60s, and actually 65 plus. It's actually like 21% of our audience. So happy birthday to everybody, not just me.
Yeah. Well, today is the birthday show. I think we have our good friend over at the Liberation Times.
Oh, yeah, it's Christopher Sharp's birthday as well, and Richard Dolan's. I had no idea.
Richard Dolan,
I learned about Christopher Sharp's birthday yesterday.
Yes.
And we found out about that. We got some people saying how old they are in the audience. Let everyone else go ahead and join in. And it's all getting a little bit older, a little bit grayer. We got Jared Rosenthal, who's 49. JP6 Gunner is 54. Grateful Benny is 59, Mike. Alice W. is 63. Jesus Freak is 63. Leslie is 52. How about that? Scooby Dooby Dooby is 62. Truth Master is 49 and a half. April is 53. Daryl is here, is 60. Hobbit Mouse is 50. Galactic Family Podcast is 42. How about that? We've got Brains is 49. Bitty Feels 21. Hudson Valley is 61. Yellow Timing Tanker is 54. Ellis Row 10 is 49. We got Dan Lareb 72. Wow. And Teresa Loves Our President. Had no idea. God, it's going so fast. It's hard to click on it. 71. How about that? Yes. Specialist KQD Mike. They're old as shit.
Wow. Look at this. Well, it's, you know what? It's our generation.
Yeah.
It seems to be our demographic for the show. So it's good. Everybody's here.
And D. Anderson is 51, and Mr. Drews is 75. And I think that's Michael in the back. And Daryl, you were right. His mom did turn 97 in middle of June. So I was referring to the pre-June date of being 96. You nailed that one, my friend.
And there's something about July 1st. Why is that? I had 10 people on my Facebook today, all had birthdays. So what was going on 9 months ago?
Well, I know, right? It's definitely a big birthday day today.
Steve Mateo is 58. Puck Elf is 40. Casey James, our youngest person. No, I was going to say youngest person in the audience. He turns 40 in November, but no. Nate G, SG1 is 30. The Atomic Orange, 42. We got JP Six Gunner. He's 54, and his wife is 34. Good numbers, my friend. I'm 58, and my husband is 40. Not bad.
Right. No, good.
It's a good spread, my friends. Wasteland Wonder, because you're always looking at someone younger instead of someone older. Makes you feel better. It's like hanging around with people who are heavier than you, Mike, or people who are sicker than you. Just the conversation makes you feel better.
It does.
X42B is 58. Happy birthday, Thomas. Thank you, Ed. Peggy and Steve is 75. I would never have guessed. Kiwi DJ, 25 at heart. Yeah, I hit 38, and I've never gone a day after. It's like, it's when the gays die. Okay, and Kelly Bro is going to say 29. Let's go 38. It's a little bit safer. Thank you, Dennis Benke. Patrick, 78. God, they keep on ending this song. Well, my mom is 97. That's right, Mr. Drews. Teresa Loves Our President is 16 in my head. I guess she's not a guy, but she gets it. Brent Reed is 62. E-Dub is 52. Ed Zachary is from the great year of 1976. Let's turn back the clocks. Metal Gaming will be he'll be 4 in 2 days.
Nice.
Nathan Forrest is 39. Day after Christmas. I catch up to you, Thomas, coming from Elvis Row 10. I think I got the last name right. Don't I, Elvis? I'm close enough. Dennis Benke. Now Thomas is my age. Ellie on Life is 48. Bruce Smenton is 70. How about that? Amiga Rules is 19 till I die. Look at this coming from Geraldine Durazio. Happy birthday and hugs with no admission of age. What a perfect lady.
That's appropriate.
1987, St. Patrick's Day coming from Nathan Forrest. But God, there's a bunch of people. Compared to a mountain I haven't begun in 58 years. 50 on the outside, 70 somethings after rupture and 9 colon surgeries. Oh, that's shit. That's a shitty situation, Mike.
Oh,
I'm sorry for you, my friend.
Yeah. But you were telling me earlier that we have something brewing here in the United States that might make it a shitty situation for everybody.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that one. We're still dealing with this. Everyone's still happy about that. I've got a whole screen to get through, Luke. Let's get through it. Cindy Fieldholler is 49. Rachel Osborne's 54. Happy birthday, everybody. Thank you, Paul. I went to Lapalooza 2 when I was 17 years old. I don't know when that was, but sounds like you're younger than you feel. You're older than you feel. Happy birthday, brother Thomas, Puck Elf, Kelly Burrow. Aussie is 73. Oh my God. Trisha Schultz, thank you very much. $50. Birthday presents have started. Thank you, Trisha. Greatly appreciated that. Ryan Shane, 14. Dragon Riser FPV, 72. Jason Wingrove, 21 with 50 years of experience. That would make him 71 years old. Wow. I love it.
Yeah,
Thought Form is 63. DJ Muzu is 42. Push King is 38. God. Jin Yang is 55. Doc is 57. 58 is 60. How about that? Happy birthday, Thomas. Thank you, J-Cat Meow. And thank you, Jan. And happy birthday to so many other people who are wishing it. But I think we're getting to the end. Stevie Ray is 29. As I get back to there and hit play again. All right. Happy birthday, Thomas. Happy birthday, Thomas. Happy birthday, Thomas. I have a mental age of 10. Yes, I would have to agree. I've seen many of your posts. I'm 54 in October. Tamisha, wonderful. Casper Grabs is 26. Wow, we do have a younger person. But if Nick was in the back, we'd have to find out how his age is, because I think he'd be one of our youngest audio members until Casper popped up.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't find a better way to celebrate with our audience, with our friends in the back, doing the things we love to do.
Thomas, what do you think about a poll? Where does your age fall? Less than 20, greater than 20, less than 40, greater than 40, less than 60, or greater than 60?
If you really, we already know.
Okay, all right. I was just going to quantify it.
Oh, I know. You bring something up, and if I go to here, let me go to YouTube.
Oh, I've already got it pulled up.
Hold on, let me get the numbers. Go ahead, throw it here. Let me just show you really quick, and you can figure out how to get there. We can see how this aligns.
Oh, you're saying you can do it on the thing.
Analytics, yeah. You have actually access to those same analytics if you took a look. Audience, okay. If I get to it, if we look at our channel, come on. In the last 7 days or so, if we look at our audience ages, and if I go ahead and bring this up, and let's all go ahead and see where are we at, desktop, video, Thomas, big, here we go. If you look at our overall audience, who hangs out on Disclosure tonight? We'll zoom it up a little bit. We'll go reverse, 65 plus. 21% of our audience, 55 to 64, 26% of our audience. Makes sense because we fall within those ages, Daryl, myself, and Mike.
Well, that poll's running right now. It's interesting how it's shaking out.
We have 45 to 54 is 28.1%, 35 to 44 is 18.6%, and we have 4.9% of our audience is actually 25 to 34. Interesting. So if we get past that, but then we go to not what countries, how are people watching? Now, if you're watching the show, folks, from a television set, you want to be a part of the surveys, want to be a part of the chat. Easy way to do it is watch on a television set and bring up your phone. But above and by far, people on a TV, 35% of our audience, followed by people on a mobile phone. That's why I try to make the text big for all of you, because I know 32% of our audience watches it on a mobile. Now, 24.5% of our audience watches this show and participates from a computer, which a lot of people turn their stuff to, and I realize that's not the major audience. And of course, from a tablet, which is the same as a computer, 7.6%. So Daryl does have a survey going. Let's go ahead and see if I can find it here somewhere.
It's really interesting.
I've got two StreamYards. Let me turn that one off. Go back to here. Let me see if I can find this. You really have a survey going?
Yeah. It's actually being responded to. 85 votes so far.
I don't see it.
You might have to click the one line that's white.
No, I got it. I refreshed the screen. Yeah, okay. All right. Where is... hey, they have a new feature. They're actually going ahead and they're actually outlining who's leading. 40, greater than 40, less than 60 is 57% of our audience. Now, one of the reasons we were talking about this is lately Mike and I were talking about the days we had the stuff with the drones and we had all the new people coming to the audience. And Mike, you thought it was like a lot of other people outside of our age group who were watching the show, didn't you?
Right. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I thought we had new audience members that are coming from a wide range of ages that were interested in the drones. And it turns out that was incorrect.
Yeah. I guess it all comes down to those two words, Daryl, of national security.
Yeah. National security. And it seems that our demographic is our core audience.
It is what it is. And I love it, you know?
Oh, so do I. It's great.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
That's why they get generational humor. Darryl.
We do have a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, which one is that?
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, and we've got the one we've all seen the medical commercials many times.
Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals.
And who can also always forget?
You'll be sorry!
But of course... But back when we were kids...
You like movies about gladiators?
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, about the old Big Bang.
Oh, wait. Here comes another one. Quick, give me your lighter.
All right. We've had some fun. We know our ages now. We've shared it with everybody here. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's very interesting, though. I mean, less than 20 is 1%.
Yeah. And I didn't put on the timer stuff. We had 121 votes, which is pretty high. A lot of people enjoy talking about their age, apparently. So let me go ahead and end that poll at this point. Great conversation. Now, back to the title card of the show. Where in the fuck did I hide that? Oh, that's over here somewhere. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ross doubles down on Lou. Yeah, they had to have an emergency live stream today on News Nation. After all the blowback that Ross has been getting from Chris Cuomo, and everybody on social media has been going crazy about what the hell is Ross doing. But this is like the same controversy that he's been bringing up for years, Mike. He always tries to find things that are out there. He over embellishes what things are. And if I could go ahead and find where's that fucking browser at, God damn it. Hold on. I've got this. I've got an HD version. Before we get to the big piece, I want to go ahead and get back to, Zoom, bookmarks. And I think, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. No, definitely not that one. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got that one. We got that one. I got that one. And I've got that one. Nope, not that. That's not it. I know it's here. It's before the shit incident going on. As we got this one. All right.
To keep you up.
Okay. This one I want to bring out because if you listen how Ross is talking and what's going on, you're going to notice classic Ross Coulthart is very similar to the Ross Coulthart we're getting today in the UFO arena. What am I talking about? Well, let's bring it up. This is coming from Steve Long over on X. I'm not trying to piss on Ross. I'm just trying to bring up the truth that's out there for what people should truly know about the man who's been going after Elizondo, national security, being a foreign national, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get to this interview. No, video full Thomas Big. All right, Ross was let go from 60 Minutes Australia, meaning he was fired, after he produced a wildly sensational and controversial and ultimately disproven conspiracy accusing high-ranking UK politicians of pedo acts. Coulthart's whistleblowers, the man who he talked to, we always hear him, I talked to someone about this. We hear that all the time. Source for the story was later charged with sex crimes. So not the best kind of a witness you could possibly have. So we played this last night. This is just a little bit more clarity on it. Let me go ahead and just play this first before we go too farther. This is just looking back at the man before he ran into UFOs because he was run off mainstream media for his reporting tactics. Let's get to it.
We'll be sure to keep you updated
on
the program.
Damn it.
Detailed questions about their report.
We'll be sure to keep you updated on the progress of the police investigation.
Yet in 2.5 years, they have not done so. Even though Operation Midland collapsed, no charges were laid, compensation was paid to Lady Britain, and in 2017, Darren was charged with making false statements to the police that he'd been shot at, charges which were later dropped. And even though 60 Minutes had promised...
Without question, the biggest political scandal Britain has ever faced will be exposed tonight.
Yet little or no doubt was...
But Mike, doesn't that sound like how Ross talks about disclosure?
Yeah, it does. It's called tabloid journalism, Thomas.
Oh, hashtag shit journalist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expressed by 60 Minutes or Ross Coulthart, who told one British MP, Zach Goldsmith,
If it's true, and the evidence suggests that it is, this is, isn't it, the biggest political scandal in British history?
I think that's right.
I mean, this sounds like him talking about UFOs right now.
It does.
Completely.
but the lurid allegations of murder, rape and torture by a VIP pedophile ring were not true, or at least police found no evidence to support them, and there was no scandal. So, what do 60 Minutes and Ross Coulthart have to say? Well, they declined to answer 16 detailed questions about their report, and we're not suggesting for a moment this story should not have been reported, but we are concerned about the manner in which it was done, acting as judge and jury without presenting sufficient challenge to the claims. In our view, this was not.
Again, that sounds like classic Ross.
Yeah.
Judge and jury. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the clickbait, like Chris Cuomo said, tabloid journalism that sometimes Ross has been guilty of.
You know what? Yes, Neurostream's Ross did break Rush out of the news. Grush isn't a fake story, but Jake Barber is.
Right. So not 100% with Ross.
Yeah. Not a high batting average. Let's continue.
No.
60 Minutes or Ross Coulthart's finest hour.
All right. So some additional information coming from Steve Long. One victim of Ross Coulthart's sensationalism and misinformation was a World War II veteran and D-Day participant. So, you know, he went, here's another one. Ross quotes at that time. Let me hide this down, video full. We'll be sure to keep you updated on the progress of the police investigation, which turns up with nothing, unfortunately. So coming from some people in the past, I found Coulthart to be totally incompetent. But more than that, he's seemingly been suborned by the Trump White House to participate in the recent spate of UFO distractions. Yeah, he is, but maybe not. I think, Mike, this is more of a capitalization coming from News Nation.
It could be, Thomas. You're right. But it also falls in line with his track record so far.
Yep. On that note, Ross was involved with Lou Elizondo, kind of throwing him under the bus, saying, I've talked to the people in the legacy program, and they know who you are, Lou, and that you were involved. You need to come clean on that. So let's see where Ross and his pearly whites is going to take this. Here we go.
There has been a lot of media attention and social media attention to comments that you made about Lou Elizondo during our Q&A last week. Ross, I'd like to get your take on what we're seeing from Lou's response.
Okay, so let me just say off the top, I was quite surprised to see, even on my own network, that it had been misreported that Lou had said that what I was saying about his past involvement in the...
So he's talking about Chris Cuomo and Lou Elizondo appearing earlier this week. We played it again for the last two nights, and he's saying he's been misquoted. Maybe, maybe not, but it's the intention of what he was saying. Here we go.
Program was wrong. I don't think that's anyone's takeaway at all from what Lou Elizondo said. What I saw was Lou very deftly avoiding any breach of his National Security Act oath obligations and basically refusing to confirm or deny whether or not he was a part of the legacy program.
Which is someone who is bound by national security laws and the agreements that have been signed to get access to that national security. If anybody would be aware of what those restrictions are, it would be Ross. And you can't play stupid on this one, my friend. Here we go.
He's maintained the truth of the fact is I've always been very clear. I worked in a program called ATIP, and he does say I've committed myself to transparency to the degree that I could, and I respect and understand the constraints that Lou is under. He's in a very difficult position, and I certainly don't want people to think that I'm trying to hijack him with this stuff. What I do think, and what I said on the Q&A that we did on the weekend, was that I do think there needs to come a time when Lou can be more forthcoming about what his past role was, including his past role with the legacy UAP retrieval reverse
Right, but Mike, doesn't Lou's ability to go ahead and be able to talk about this strictly rely on the federal government releasing him from his capabilities and stating who he can or can't talk to about this?
If he doesn't want to go to jail, then yeah, he'd have to listen to the government. You're right about that.
And do you think that if they go ahead and give amnesty to whistleblowers from this area, they're going to let them talk about anything with the public?
No, they're not. It has to be in a skiff. It has to be at a UAP hearing after DOPSA clearance. He just can't go out there and say whatever the hell he wants to say. Even Tim Burchett, who is not restricted by NDAs.
This is not working. Hold on. Go ahead, continue.
Will only be able to say certain things like we saw on the Sean Hannity podcast the other night.
Right.
So they're limited. Even someone like Burchett is limited as far as what they can say publicly.
Mm-hmm.
But if Ross has proof and witnesses to speak out against Lou, he's more than welcome to bring them on his show, Reality Check, and have them come forward and expose what they know.
But remember, Chris Cuomo invited Ross to come on and talk about this with Lou Elizondo. So why is Ross going ahead and handling this on his own and not taking up that opportunity to talk with one of his co-broadcasters who's fully funded by News Nation to bring the truth out?
I don't know. That's a very good question. He should have done that, but obviously he's not. So I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did.
Yeah, I think we all do. So here we go.
Hearing program in a counterintelligence role. Lou did actually at one stage say to Chris Cuomo in one interview that when you have a security clearance, there's always these statements, we cannot confirm or deny. And people always take that as some kind of implicit yes, but the reality is that's not at all what that means. Even if if it's a classified program, I would have to say I can't discuss that. I can't even acknowledge that. So he doesn't say I wasn't in the legacy program, but he also doesn't say he was in it, which is it's the classic intelligence community rejoinder to...
No, it's not a classic intelligence community rejoinder. No, it's something that anybody who has been involved in this, they have signed agreements where they can neither confirm nor deny their involvement. And it's people in the military, it's people in the intelligence community, it's people in the defense contractors. So again, trying to minimize what is going on. Your thoughts, Mike? It looks like you're muted again.
I touched mute off. Listen, Lou is a patriot. Lou has served his country honorably. Lou was discharged from the military, and he served in the Pentagon in a counterintelligence position. Then he resigned. He's not looking to violate his clearances or his NDAs and get sent to jail. He's not Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
But again, if Ross has all of these alleged so-called witnesses that are saying that they have proof that Lou was working in legacy programs, by all means, bring these people out publicly.
Right.
Let them talk.
But once they get that clearance, they're not going to get the clearance to talk about everything they know publicly, because a lot of this shit all ties into those
National security.
National security.
So we know that. Yeah, drink up, everybody.
Daryl, there you go.
Test.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
I'll do it manually until I figure out how to get done automatic. Actually, you know what?
Something else on this. Didn't Hal Puthoff just say in that other video to UAP Gerb that Lou Elizondo is not involved in the legacy program? I mean, who are the people that Ross has that are higher up than Hal Puthoff? I mean, cheers.
There we go. Now I can press the button and I automatically come up with the cheers and I can go back again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But right, that's what Hal Puthoff said the other night in that UAP Gerb thing. He wasn't part of it.
No.
What is Ross? Why is Ross? I don't know.
Because someone told him. and he has to talk about it, irrespective of not vetting the people who came out or the truth of the matter of what it could be. But when someone tells something to Ross, he's compelled to talk about it.
And I know you want to continue on, but something else that's stuck in my craw that he said, even on my own network, dude, if anybody owns News Nation between you and Cuomo, it's not you.
No. It's like my boss, who's not my boss, one of my coworkers who's a director who says he's an officer of the company. And I look at him and say, no, you're not an officer of the company. That would be his chief operating officer, chief executive officer, not a director. There we go.
When naughty people like me put good men like Lou Elizondo on the spot. It's a difficult spot for him. What Lou did say, and I think this has been misreported, is that he said to Chris Cuomo, I've never said I was in the legacy program. And that's completely true. Lou has never made any public admission.
Right, but Ross said there are people who I've talked to who are in the legacy program, and they said you were too, Lou, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, he said that the people knew Lou because he worked with them in the legacy program.
And he talked to these people who were in the legacy program.
Right. So bring them out. Let them say their piece.
Oh, but I can't. That would break the confidence in the people, just like it would say, oh, God, we want Lou to break national security, but you're not going to go ahead and bring out the truth about that UFO that's so big that they couldn't move it, that they had to build a building on top of it to hide it.
Or like that story that he covered on 60 Minutes in Australia and got fired for it.
Yeah.
Or another story.
Who said he could bring down aliens and land them, and they would have proof. So
right. Right. That's exactly right. He claimed, Ross at one point also said that he went out with Jake Barber and witnessed these craft coming down. Where's the videotape? Where's the cameraman? How come we didn't see any of that?
Where's the beef?
Yeah, he never comes up with any of the proof, ever.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
But what he didn't do in either his comments to Cuomo or in any public comments anywhere on social media or anywhere in any public space is respond to the specific allegation that he was involved in the legacy UAP retrieval reverse engineering program.
But he can't. He just said it, that he can't talk about it because of the NDAs he's after, but he still goes back and talks about it. But now he comes back and criticizes it because he can't go ahead and literally talk about it. It's like he's playing both sides of the coin here, Mike.
Well, look, Luke was on Sean Hannity with Tim Burchett. And one of the first things that Lou said publicly yesterday was that he signed an NDA with the government that he could not speak about anything involving crash retrievals. He can say the word crash retrieval, but he can't go anywhere beyond that. So he's already said he has NDAs that bar him from speaking publicly on anything to do with this, good or bad. So the fact that Lou went to clear that up, Lou couldn't talk about any of these things, right or wrong, if he wanted to, unless he wanted to go to jail and get an all-expense-paid vacation at Club Fed.
Hold on.
Which he definitely doesn't want to do.
Let's get to Lou here. 49 minutes in. I think it's 49 minutes in. 48.
Yeah, he said I
maybe
signed an
bounce
NDA.
off each other a little bit and have this conversation. What do we know exists? For example, we have all these recent releases. It defies the laws of physics. What do we know for sure that we have? Age of disclosure. What do we have? There are people that say they have a flying saucer. They've seen it. They've seen the power source. It's something that you would never imagine. And whatever entity might have been in there is very small. What do we know for sure and I'll kind of let you two kind of fill in each other's gaps. What do we know?
Go ahead, brother.
So maybe this is more telling than not telling, but
By the way, include what we just had released.
Sure. I signed a document with the U.S. government several years ago that says specifically prohibits me from ever discussing the topic of crash retrievals.
The topic of
crash retrievals. That's all.
And we have departments that have gone on record to say they have crash retrieval departments.
Wait a minute.
Within the federal government.
You kind of go into they give you a
So there you go. Earlier this week, this is cut end of last week, Mike. And that's the answer from Lou Elizondo. He can't talk about it. It can't get more clear than that. It's what he's been saying for the longest time. So why is Ross continually penalizing for that, Mike?
Or demanding him that he has to talk about it when he does.
Because someone told him something, and Lou, you need to come clear with the truth. But if they can't come through with the truth, it's like telling, oh God, McDonald's, you need to close at 6 o'clock, although the sign says you're going to be open until 2 a.m.
Right.
It's not within the scope of reality. And you're setting people's expectations in the wrong manner. Or McDonald's that would close at 6 p.m. and say, no, you should be standing up until midnight. There's no reason you should close at 6 p.m. It's just bullshit.
It is bullshit. And it seems like the tabloid journalism that Ross likes to put out there is in full swing right now.
Yeah. Jay Albertson from MUFON. What say you?
Yes, I would have to say that whoever is giving Ross this information should be looked into, because then they are actually, they could be breaking their NDA, giving Ross this information about Lou's jobs that he worked on.
Kind of like the same ones who were talking with Jeremy Corbell, who were part of the director of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, and they were leaking what some of the whistleblowers were saying, and that was being repeated on stage next to the whistleblower, freaking the guy out. Really, it's if there are people who are in these positions, you want to get the truth out. You have to be careful that you're not freaking throwing people under the bus and breaking the national security laws. Granted, he's a reporter, but that's a fucking federal crime. That's treason.
Yeah. What he should have done, what Ross should have done was take this source that he knew, go off air, okay, not on air, and actually sit there and talk to both of them together, see what's right, and then air what he knows, not just air what the whistleblower is telling him, because he can only trust what he knows, and the whistleblower could be misleading him, like you said, and just trying to throw fuel on the fire.
That would
Maybe
be like
blowing the whistle is more fun than checking it out. Go ahead, Daryl.
That would be like investigative journalism, though.
That is very true, Daryl, and we haven't seen very much of that.
No, you got the hearsay journalism.
Yeah, sweaty nerd.
Tabloid journalism now.
There'd be a lot of what he's doing is a lot of blowback. You know what I mean? Because like y'all said, what if this guy or this person, gave him information that he wasn't supposed to, or he could be giving him false information. You get what I'm saying? So now you got to deal with all this blowback.
It sounds like he's a useful idiot.
Exactly.
And we have to wonder, is some of this stuff coming from different people who are in the deep state that are trying to keep Elizondo out of this position within the executive branch? That's what keeps on coming up in my mind is like, wait a minute, why is this unified front coming from so many people all of a sudden against Elizondo who are lining up behind what Ross was saying and saying there's no way he should be part of this executive branch national security position to go ahead and expedite the release of these documents, especially from the CIA, especially from the Department of Energy. If they know about it and he knows about it, it's, Mike, this just sounds like a counter-intel operation that Ross may be a victim of, the unknowing idiot who's, putting out their dialogue.
A useful idiot, like Daryl just said.
Yeah.
No, I agree. This could be a disinformation campaign against Lou to get him out of the running to a position like that. And if that's what is really going on here, this really should be something that before Ross opened his mouth on it, he should have really checked out the sources of his stories a lot better.
Yep. And I
He
know
didn't do that.
Mike, and we're getting blowback for being negative against Ross, but somebody has to look at this for an objective situation, not saying yes and amen to everything and pushing back on some of the stuff that's happening here.
Right. And we never just agree with whatever's put out there. We always push back when it's called for. Like with Jake Barber, he made claims and promises early on when Ross, again, going back to Ross, brought him out on the interview publicly and made all of these grandiose claims that he said he would be able to fulfill and prove very quickly. And then, of course, Ross did that world-breaking interview where he showed us the balloon video hanging on a rope, which wasn't any proof at all. Yes. And we never got any of the promises that was made by Barber, who's also in the DC Muscle Wolf camp as one of his witnesses. So Ross hasn't really been scrutinizing the people he's been promoting publicly in a long time. Yeah. And it's unfortunate for that.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Mike, but we do have someone in the back with their hands up, and it's a man from the country where all the users silent. More importantly, used to be a member of the USMCA until it was disintegrated today. Michael, what say you?
I think they're afraid of Lou.
They're afraid of the truth he can bring out with the knowledge he has?
They're afraid of what he's capable of doing. They're afraid of him.
Sounds like a survey to me. Thank you, Michael. Great point. Let's continue on with Ross here. We're only a little bit into it. Here we go.
It's a difficult situation for Lou, and I deeply admire and respect the fact that he's very much pro-transparency and pro-disclosure. And as you'll see in an interview I do with UAP Gerb, which will probably go out later this week, we talk about the fact that, I think Lou has changed his tone in recent years, especially after the David Grush interview. He did start talking about retrievals and reverse engineering, and he's been quite upfront about the fact that there have been retrievals. So whatever constraints Lou was under the previous understandings that he had as a operative and intelligence, counterintelligence officer with the Legacy program.
Wait a minute. Why is he saying that again? He's going ahead. He says he's not saying a member, but here he is clearly saying Lou is an operative. You rewind a little bit. And here.
So whatever constraints Lou was under the previous understandings that he had.
Okay, Lou was under from the previous understandings that he had.
As a operative and intelligence, counterintelligence officer with the...
As an intelligence and counterintelligence officer.
Legacy program.
From the Legacy program. There he is right there stating and saying he's not saying that he is, but you let him talk a little bit more and he digs the fucking grave for him to get into where he is claiming, again, that that Lou was in that role. Can you see the oxymoron here, folks? First, he's saying, I didn't claim it. The claims are wrong. What they were saying over on Cuomo was wrong. But you get him into his conversation, and that same shit just starts streaming out of his mouth. It's kind of like that new health condition we have going across the United States, Mike, where you get uncontrollable, explosive fucking diarrhea. If you don't get treatment, it'll go on for a month, if not longer. With treatment, maybe it'll stop in 2 to 4 days if you're lucky. And this is something, it's in 20 states already, folks. Don't eat leafy greens. It'll hit you.
It's a parasite that's going across the country. But getting back to Ross for a minute, let's cut through all the bullshit. He did the interview with UAP Gerb. Gerb is not somebody who has been read in the government. He's not anybody who has gotten classified information. He's not anybody read into any legacy program.
And we covered it last night, and he had some hard calls about Lou that were going out to Hal Puthoff, and Hal Puthoff shut him down, essentially, because Gerb didn't know what the fuck he was talking about based on the knowledge that Hal had.
Right. And the thing is that all Gerb has is rumor, allegations, and innuendo. He doesn't have any actual proof of anything.
No. On a lot of points, Gerb, as Kiwi
A
DJ
researcher.
says, he was on point for some things, but some things he was off in the fucking daisies, picking flowers, not paying attention to the baseball game that's happening at home plate.
Right. That's exactly right. So as far as where is Ross getting this from, I believe, and I know how Ross operates, he's getting this directly from Gerb. That's why he can't produce anybody from the legacy program to save the claims that he's making about Lou, because they don't exist. So he can't do it. So instead, like his UFO that's too big to move, it's something that he's never going to be able to prove or come out about.
But he talked to someone who gave him the information that he's compelled to go out. If they're talking about it, if you're an investigative journalist, you do the due diligence because you're a journalist. And if it's just a claim that you can't bring up, that can't be, solidified, how do you go out and say this is what's going on categorically?
Yeah, you can't do that, which is why he got fired from 60 Minutes originally.
Yeah, that's why I played that clip at the start of this, to give the audience that idea of really who Ross is and how he operates. Nothing against the guy, but some of his tactics question the word of journalism and more of tabloid operations.
Right, tabloid journalism. And it's a hell of a way to put stories out there, especially about people like Lou, and you don't have anything to back up those claims. And if because Gerb, who has been a researcher on this, is feeding him rumors and lies with nothing to back it up, if he was dealing with things as a professional, the former attorney, he would have just kept his fucking mouth shut and not said any of this publicly unless he could back it up. But he chose not to do that. Because, again, he has this nice new studio in Washington, D.C. from News Nation. He's under contract. He has to come up with content, regardless
and if you
it's
don't
true
have
or
a
not.
story that brings controversy and brings the people in, you're going to fail.
Right. Because in journalism, the old saying goes, if it bleeds, it leads. So he needs all of these controversial stories for people to take notice of.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. Yes, Mike?
I got that poll.
Did you put it up there yet? Go ahead, go for it.
Okay.
Let's see if it shows up.
On the start poll.
I got the sound. There we go. The poll has appeared. Because the poll has appeared, I can go ahead.
The poll's appeared.
I can go ahead and play that sound effect. With that sound effect, folks, that means we've got a poll going on here at Disclosure tonight. After giving Daryl the keys to the kingdom, he's figured out how to make this happen. Yes, we tried it before, but it's really going on now. Ross is worried about information.
Is Ross
worried about information Lou may release that may be bad for Ross? 42% of our audience is saying yes, or 39. 31% of the audience is saying no. And because we have that third option again, 32% of the audience is saying maybe. I don't know. And it's popping back and forth. Holy cow. It's almost as like the sound we're getting out of Mike. Sorry, Mike, I have to mute you. Look at this popping back and forth between maybe and yes, yes and maybe, but no, it's tied with no right now. No's at 33%. I think honestly, the answer to this one would probably be yes, and yes is coming in at 37%, 36%. It's growing. Hey, Google, set a timer for 1 minute, please.
All right. What do you want? 1 minute, starting now.
All right, we got 56 seconds left to go, folks. Let's see where this is going to go. So far, yes is in the lead. Yeah, Ross is probably worried about it. Not that he should be, but if he was taking the high road and where it needs to go, he'd be safe. But then again, it's Ross being Ross. Nothing wrong.
So you think Ross is trying to discredit Lou because of that?
It makes controversy. And if you have controversy, it brings in an audience and brings in people and helps get them there. With just 20 seconds left to go, Daryl, I think right now we're going to see Yes is in the lead by a slim margin with 11 seconds left to go. And 94 votes in. Remember, folks, if you want to go ahead and vote, and you're on a television set, use your phone. Join in from there. On that note, let's go ahead and happily shut this down really quick. Hit end poll. And I know that Ryan, sorry you had your hands up, but I wanted to finish this off first. What say you?
Well, to put it real simple and real quick, Lou can't talk about it, or he'll be put in handcuffs and thrown in jail.
Right.
But Ross wants him to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's about as simple as I can put it, because Ross knows he can't talk about it. Who cares if what he was involved in? He's trying to get the truth out.
Right.
Even if so Ross knows he can't break his NDA, but Ross wants him to break his NDA. This is the double speak.
Well, he wants to bring out the controversy and point things at him and say, I'm not talking about it, but then he gets in there and he talks about it. So let me just go ahead.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Next up.
Jay, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, let's not forget about the person who gave this information to Ross in the first place, okay? Why did this person give Ross this information that would technically break Lou's NDA? That's not something that would come out with somebody. That sounds like another, let's dig up some medical files on someone when they were in the service and had an episode in the service, you know. That sounds like like a digging campaign, you know. But he
like
is trying
a counterintelligence role to go ahead and screw Lou and prevent him from getting the job of the person on the National Security Council, because it's going to harm them.
Well, to a point, it won't harm him with the government. It will harm him with the public, because now what Lou has to do is Lou is now backed into a corner because he can't break his NDA, but he still wants this position. So he's going to back off a little, maybe talk to someone in the government about this, saying, hey, this person went to Ross about this. You know, why is this not being investigated? Because of the fact that it might be information that I have on my NDA.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's all rumor, allegations, and it's a false narrative.
Yeah.
And
I would say Lou honors his secrecy, Shermanator Osborne, but he doesn't condone it, but he understands why he has a secrecy there, that being a patriot, he has to respect it for the sanctity of the United States of a government, not necessarily the people who are in charge.
Yeah.
And he has come out publicly after Ross has been saying this about him. He's been speaking about this on different podcasts. So it's not like he's backing off and not acknowledging it. He did. And he said it's bullshit. So people should pay attention to that.
I'm just saying, acknowledging like what Ross is saying. Like, he's not going to come out and say what Ross is actually saying. Like, okay, you know, Ross, you know, I want Lou to come out with this, and it's on his NDA. It's almost like he's pressuring Lou to break it, you know?
Well, that's what Thomas and I are calling him out on right now, because he can't back up anything he's saying, but he's demanding that Lou back up his rumor and lies that he's putting out there. That's never going to happen.
100%. 100%, Mike. That too, because, you know, we don't know who this person is that went to Ross in the first place with this information.
UAP Gerb. I have a good idea who it is.
Okay. And others.
That's going to come out when we see the interview. So you'll see.
Here we go. So actually, Sweaty Nerd, make it quick. We're losing audience. What's up?
Yeah. No, I was going to say, it's a slow build.
Your audio is screwing up.
You're breaking up, Sweaty, outside. You need to fix your audio.
All right.
Thank you. Here, let's go back to Ross. Here we go.
It's quite obvious that he's been allowed to moderate what he's allowed to say in the public domain since people like David Grush made their admissions about retrievals. And let's be honest about it, it's pretty much a pretty clear case now that there are multiple people, Jay Stratton, James Lukatsky, Eric Davis, all of these men are saying that they have knowledge, in some cases direct knowledge, in James Lukatsky's case, of retrieved non-human craft. And this is the issue. I don't think it's fair to pillory Lou Elizondo about this because of the constraints he operates under his national security obligations. The simple fact is, I am deeply frustrated that no one in Congress is addressing the bear in the room right now.
It's not a fucking bear in the room. It's the elephant in the room.
This
Come on, Ross.
motherfucking bear.
It's the elephant in the room. But actually, Elon, in a conference today, Daryl, I have to bring this up. He was talking with the guys who are trying to bring back the miniaturized woolly mammoth. Elon said he wants one. He wants to have it running around where he is. He thought that would be wonderful.
Oh, God. Nothing could go wrong here.
The richest man in the world, if he wants a woolly miniature woolly mammoth, good for him, because he will share it everywhere. There we go.
What's next? The entire Jurassic Island.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is, yes, okay, there are UAPs, there's a genuine UAP mystery, but there is a broader issue here, which is what has the US recovered in terms of UAP, non-human technology? This is an on-the-record allegation now from multiple people, including from Lou Elizondo. And
why don't you go ahead and ask your government, Ross, about all the information that they have and demand that they're going to bring out the truth as well? Just saying, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And honestly, the stuff about national security, what they have captured, how many they have captured, how they're using it potentially to go ahead and develop weapons, we're never going to hear that shit, folks. Just lower your expectations if that's what you think we're going to get.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's why we can acknowledge and respect him for the fact that he has changed his tone in the succeeding years since he first showed up with the TTSA to the Stars Academy in, I think, moving on from his role in the Defense Department. There is so much now on the public record about the existence of a retrieval program and a reverse engineering program. I think we just need to keep our focus on that issue. What the hell is Congress going to do about the retrieval program? Is it going?
Why is that so important, Daryl? I think it would be better to know, fuck if we're trying to retrieve it, fuck if we're trying to go ahead and get them to crash and get this stuff coming out of it. I think the real thing we all want to know is what the fuck are they doing here? Forget, crash retrieval, wonderful. You're trying to bring it down. That's great. But you know what? I think fuck that shit because we're never going to hear it. Focus on the real elephant in the room. What the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, did he just say, forget about everything I said, let's focus on the crash retrieval?
Yeah, he did.
I'll bring it back when I go get some more birthday national security. Here you go, guys.
The existence of a retrieval program and a reverse engineering program. I think we just need to keep our focus on that issue. What the hell is Congress going to do about the retrieval program? Is it going to allow itself to be snowed with mutterings of national security, or is it going to do a proper investigation to get to the truth of allegations that the United States has retrieved and in some cases reverse engineered non-human technology? It's not hard to investigate these claims. It's not good enough to say that you still need witnesses to come forward, because these witnesses have already given evidence under oath to the Congress. It's time for Congress to do its job and show that it's capable of enforcing transparency and accountability for the taxpayers who are footing the bill.
Well, for those who are footing the bill and helping Disclosure tonight gets there, Daryl, this is something I promised I was going to do. I hate to interrupt this. I have the glass of ice. Let's see if I can do this really quick. Desktop, Zoom, Thomas. So here we go. Sorry, chat, you need to see this because we're going to get there. You have your glass of ice that you're dealing with. I guess I could level this off, put it right here. I'm not going to spill. You better not fucking spill. Be over my nice fucking keyboard. And take out your bottle of vodka.
Oh, shit.
Pour it in. Count to 1, 2, 3. Take the Red Bull, Diet Red Bull. Go ahead and pour it And you should be able to get close up to the top. Oh, I overpoured, Daryl. I've got some Red Bull left, and it should fill off equally every single time.
No, you got a very generous pour there. You got a very generous pour there, but you also have a lot of ice.
Well, I fill up the glass all the way to the top with ice.
Oh, okay.
So it's up to the top with ice. You go ahead and get it there. And then you add the Red Bull, and apparently I'm a little bit off, but usually it goes right up to the top. It's because I was doing it on camera, but I figured let's share with the audience. It's just a drink. You figure out how to get there. 1, 2, 3, stop it. At least in this glass, I was a little bit. Well, 4 would be too much. Trust me, I've done 4 before, and the audience has seen me when I've done 4.
True that.
All right.
I might go to 4 tonight, actually, with celebrating your birthday.
There we go. All right. Let's now get back to Ross Colhart. Sorry for that interruption to how to make a good Red Bull vodka. But yeah, usually if a bartender would pull the whole drink in a regular, what do you call it, glass, you're getting shit. But here we go.
Had my rant, Megan, but I did want to clarify that I don't think that anything that Lou has said publicly to date has in any way challenged the veracity of what we are saying. Lou has been very careful to neither confirm nor deny his past role in the legacy program.
Wait a minute, the veracity, you attacked Lou fucking 2 minutes ago, and you're saying, oh, no, it's not going to change. I want the veracity of where we're at. Come on.
He's also doubling down.
National security.
Yeah.
He's doubling down on Lou was in fact in a legacy program, and that's not true.
Yep.
The operative who's basically, well, he was a national security operative who's operating under constraints, and he can't reveal past roles that he's secured by under NDAs and national security oaths. But I do think that at some stage there needs to be an acquittal in the public arena where if especially amnesties are offered, if especially exemptions from NDAs are offered, it's time for people like Lou to come forward and say exactly what they know. And also for that.
Well, again, they would be happy to talk about as much as they can as soon as they get the clearance from the federal government. So instead of pointing your finger at Lou all the time, we want you to bring the truth out. Point your finger at the real elephant in the room, which is our federal government of the United States of America that's preventing him from bringing this stuff out. Sweaty nerd, let's see if you fixed your mic.
Yeah, you know what? It sounded like it was a slow week at News Nation. And since they gave Ross a new office and everything, they told him, hey, man, you need to go out there and try to twist the narrative or something. You know what I mean? Because it makes no sense like how 1 minute he's, because at the end of the day, he already knows that this guy has national security clearance. And there's some things that you can't say and stuff like that. So for him to try to, put him in a spot and then now try to,
Did you say twist the nerve or twist the nerd?
Twist the nerve.
Okay. Just saying.
No, but yeah, so it's like, it's messy, man, and he's a journalist that has been doing this for years. He know what he's doing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Thank you, sir.
James Lukatsky, Jay Stratton, Eric Davis, Hal Puthoff, and many others.
All right, Ross, thank you. While I have you, I might as well throw a couple more questions your way. I will dive into our email. Ross and Megan, I've searched and can find no record of anyone ever being arrested.
This is a really interesting question that they're bringing up. And this is basically someone, before we get to a little bit farther into this, who is literally trying to get Lou to break his NDAs.
And Megan, I've searched and can find no record of anyone ever being arrested or prosecuted for breaking their NDA oath with the government.
But wait a minute. We've talked about people who have been killed for breaking their NDA with the government. So, not arrested, but yes, people have been eliminated and people have tried to take out Lou and they've tried to take out David Grush. It's in the record. So, schmuck, David O.
My question is, why don't some of the heroic whistleblowers just open up and reveal all? I realize the quandary that if the government prosecutes, then they must admit the existence of the cover-up. Thank you for your valiant efforts on behalf of us all. I hope to see you at the Disclosure Foundation event in D.C. on 6/25. David, I hope we did see you there.
Yes, and if you see him, you probably won't hear him because they'll never get the audio working by then.
Look, it's all very well encouraging people to breach their NDAs and their security oaths, but the government doesn't need to use criminal prosecution, which is a very overt way of holding somebody to account, to punish that person. The best way in Washington and the national security state is to literally take away their clearance. Once you do that to someone who makes a living in the national security world, you basically destroy them financially, economically, and that's what happens. There are people. I spoke to Jeff Nussitelli in Washington, D.C., and there's an interview with him that we put to air last week where he explained what he suffered. There are consequences that people suffer because of the simple fact that they're speaking out. So, look, it's all very well saying these people should just take the risk and jump. Why should they? Why should they destroy their livelihood? Why should they...
You know, great point. But Mike and Daryl, he keeps on bringing up that Lou Elizondo needs to bring out the truth. But here now he's saying if they bring out the truth, they're going to get hurt.
I'm pretty sure he's turned schizophrenic. he's saying one thing and he's saying something else to counter it. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going back, like Daryl just said, back and forth over on himself. And as far as the government never looking to prosecute a whistleblower who broke their NDA, let me bring up the name Edward Snowden, who had to leave the country, unfortunately, and abandon his life here because they were looking not just to prosecute him, but execute him for the information that he disclosed publicly.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we appreciate what
that?
Ross does, but we wish Ross would rein himself in from some of the ways that Ross behaves. Sorry about that.
No, I agree.
Off camera.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Happy birthday.
No volcanoes involved, I guarantee.
It's everything, their way of making a living, just because you want them to go public. I can respect and understand why these people, including Lou Elizondo himself, are extremely cautious and reticent about speaking out. They are tied by a national security oath, a series of security clearances and requirements that were imposed during the Cold War on a
No, not just during the Cold War. We've had, Daryl, yes, there are going to be a lot of national securities here, my friend. Cheers. This is the part where I actually made that automated. So here we go. And this is where my next drink is going to fucking bury me.
I think quite rightly at the time was probably kept secret. But I think the reasons why that program is being kept secret now are wholly unjustifiable. I haven't been able to find anyone who can rationalize why there is continued secrecy about the program.
Because if they brought out the truth, they thought everyone would fucking freak out. The markets would crash. Cats and dogs would be sleeping with each other like they said in Ghostbusters. People would stop going to church. They'd say this is all fucked and everything. But the reality is the truth comes out on Friday. People talk about it over the weekend. On Monday morning, they're back in work because they still need to put food on the table and pay their fucking mortgage or their rent.
Yeah, you're right. And we just got another super chat, Thomas.
Oh, we did?
Gizmo, right, 59.78.
$69.99 from Canada, which is about $40 American. Sorry, your exchange rate is so low, my friend. But thank you, Gizmo. And just to repeat, we had NYC Elevator Guy, $50. Thank you very much. Schmuck UK, £2 is about £3 American, $3 American, and perfect improv. Perfectly imperfect. Thank you very much. Great. Thank you. I appreciate that, friends. Yes, this is my birthday stream. We do it yearly, but this year I think we're doing more often because we're back to a daily broadcast because there's actually news happening every day.
Right. That's right.
Whatever happened to those days? We have a show on Monday, then I can relax on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and by Friday, hopefully we'll have news, but there's actually news every single day. And it's great to see an audience like this pop out. And this is a quick reminder, if you're having a good time, we have 339 people watching the show. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. More importantly, if you haven't subscribed yet, you're having a good time, do us a favor, folks. Give us a subscribe. Help us grow this channel to get to 19,000 subs. We'd really greatly appreciate it. Eh, Mike?
Oh, we do. And as always, the cost of subscription is always free. And with that, we even give you a double your money back guarantee.
So you could go ahead and subscribe for, a channel subscription where you can go ahead and, buy your way into it. But the thing is, we have the chat open for anybody to come in, for everybody. I'm not going to make it a gated way that the only way you're going to get in is if you pay every month to me. I'm not going to give you something extra because we already give you everything we can. But if you want to be a part of the conversation before the show, during the show, especially after the show, because trust me, folks, it can go for like 12 hours plus, even to the next day. The chat was still open from last night's show. Tonight when I want to get things set up. So yeah, they've been hanging around, having a fun time. So it's a great community. I want to thank everybody for being a part of it. And Doc, 5758, thanks for the $5 super chat. Appreciate opening a card and finding something in, because Mike, that's what we did when we were a kid, didn't we? You got the birthday card, you open it up and look what was inside. Oh, look, it's grandma saying I love you.
Right. Yeah, I used to collect all of the money that would come in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's been a good birthday so far.
Exactly. Let's continue on. Here we go.
I think nobody knows, because nobody's like a supernumerary overseer who's basically in control and oversighting the whole program. There
is somebody who's in charge of the whole program. What's he talking about?
Many people. There are many people in charge of the program.
Well, there is one orchestrator in charge, Mike.
We heard that it was Dick Cheney at one point, but he's dead now.
Yeah, but there's always a grand poobah. If you have the loyal order of water buffaloes, there's always the head of the water buffaloes, right?
Yeah.
Same, just like with the United States government, like the Boy Scouts, with everything. There's always someone who's always at the top of the pyramid.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So as we get more information coming out of this administration, moving forward, we'll get closer to that truth and where it leads. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's continue on. Here we go.
I understand it, individual pod programs operating under compartmented clearances, and with the exception of, I think, Dick Cheney most recently, and perhaps James Clapper, who's got some oversight of some of these programs, I don't really think there's a huge overarching MJ12 style body that's doing the kind of control group monitoring that we all assume. And as a result, for somebody inside that program who's making the very difficult decision about whether or not they should come public, it's a hell of a decision for them, because it destroys them financially, economically, socially, within their own social group. I think this is why we need protections. It's not too much to ask. If there are crimes, serious breaches of the law that have been committed, then the White House, the Congress needs to give protection to those people to ensure that they feel safe about coming forward. And more importantly, anyone who's put into an oversight role inside the National Security Council, say a UFO czar position or whatever it is that Stephen Miller and others in the White House are trying to consider, whoever that is.
Hold on. He's trying to put limitations or requirements on potentially the role that Lou would have. Now, consider what he's bringing forward at this point is not just coming from Ross, potentially from the deep state. Let's see where he takes it.
To inspire confidence from within the national security state. And one of the problems that a lot of people are saying to me they have with Lou is that Lou has operated in a counterintelligence role inside the program.
So, Mike, how could someone who operated in a role within the program, right? And he just said this person needs to inspire, engage the people in it, right? If you have someone who was involved with it, they already know the program and all the people and how it works, right?
Right.
So how could a person who already understands it not be in a position to inspire the other people out there to bring out the truth. Right? It's an oxymoron is what he's saying. Let me just rewind it.
It really is. No, you hit the nail on the head with that.
Let me replay this. Here we go.
Council, say a UFO czar position or whatever it is that Stephen Miller and others in the White House are trying to consider, whoever that is has to inspire confidence from within the national security state. And one of the problems that a lot of people are saying to me they have with Lou is that Lou has operated in a counterintelligence role inside the program.
So someone who's a part of it understands how it works, and this is the role that he played within it. He can't understand the people and inspire them. So I did hear that right.
Yeah, you did. That's exactly what he said.
He's well aware of the retrieval and reverse engineering program, I am told.
And he's aware of a lot fucking more than that.
Right.
He's aware of what's going on today, not just the reverse engineering, but the encounters and all the stuff that's going on.
That's exactly right.
He has not rebutted that assertion on my part.
And he can't rebut the association of what he's done because he's under NDA and he can't talk about it.
Right.
And I appreciate that he can't talk about it, but no matter his good intentions at the moment, one of the concerns that people have...
Now, the concerns that people have are the people within UFO Twitter and the UFO community, which represents 1%, 0.001% of 1% of the American public.
Right.
Maybe that may be generous. Really small fucking number of people, and a lot of them who are disinformationists, and there are people who have been attacking Lou for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we know all about that.
Yeah.
But why would Ross be covering this and making these points if he was trying to come across as being neutral? This is tabloid journalism.
Tabloid journalism, or has someone gotten to him, right?
Yeah.
That's taking him down this path because the information that he's getting from a bunch of people that are coming from this one individual that are making him see the picture that they want.
Well, they are.
Or
because
it's just about the controversy that Ross likes to bring out.
Well, we know that he was guilty of that in the past. That's why he got fired out of 60 Minutes in Australia. Yeah. He does this consistently, and it seems like he's doing it again now against Lou.
I wonder if Ross is possibly talking to a guy with a man bun.
No. Yeah, I don't think so, but he's talking to somebody who is filling him full of rumors and false allegations.
Yeah.
And he's covering it.
And again, there's a lot of potential there for Ross to really take this and run with it, but it just sounds like he's needs to rein it in a bit. And, well, you know what, Mike? People don't change.
Yeah, that's true.
Women always want to get into a relationship with a guy and change the guy for what they want to see. But you know what? Realistically speaking, we don't change. We are the person who we are, who we're always going to be. And if someone wants to influence in some way or the other, we're still going to go back to the freaking DNA that makes us up who we are.
Yeah, we are who we are. Good or bad, love us or hate us.
Yeah.
But that is something that's not going to change. It's going to be pretty consistent.
So
what I don't like is the fact that it seems to me every chance he gets, Ross is pinning Lou into the legacy reverse engineering program, even though Lou had never said that he was in those programs, and claiming he was in a counterintelligence position in the legacy program. Well, that's false information. Nothing has come forward to prove or establish those facts that are coming out of his mouth. And if he has all these people that he was wink, wink, nudge, nudge, knows Lou and worked with him in the legacy program, bring them the fuck out.
Yeah.
Let them tell their story. Oh, wait, he's not doing that. So that calls into question the veracity and validity of what he is saying about Lou. I find it highly suspicious at this point.
Right.
So let's see what else he has to say about this.
I couldn't agree more. Here we go, Mike.
Is that there needs to be some perception that the individual that would have oversight is someone who people can feel safe about coming forward to. I hope I've made myself clear. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Hi.
Did he make himself clear? Okay.
Clear as mud, Thomas. Clear as mud.
We've got that stuff taken care of. You know, I think we've got enough of Ross from this particular conversation, Mike, to kind of see where this is going.
Yeah, please. We're losing people
respect to
left and
Lou,
right.
because you know what? This is a pivotal point to go ahead and move disclosure forward at an acceptable rate. Remember, we have tens of millions of files, but we need to get out the door in the next 2.5 years.
Right. Because we're running out of time.
Oh, yeah. We've got our president. We've got Stephen Miller, who's part of the executive branch, wanting to go ahead and bring out the truth on this. And he's trying to find people to help him get it there. There's been conversations about him reaching out to multiple people within the House of Representatives on this. And it's just the reality. And I just hope that we can get to that point to bring this stuff forward, Mike.
I do as well. And hopefully we're going to get a drop of the fourth tranche of files for Friday, which is before the 4th of July for the 250th anniversary of this country. So hopefully not only do we get a fourth drop, we get something significant this time around. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Oh, and just to talk about that thing that's going around on the gut, Mike, I've got the graphics up here. I'm back in Twitter land. I'm not just dealing with videos at this point. Let me bring this up. Yes, friends, if you're within the range, this is something that we're dealing with right now where we've got it's not a virus. It's a parasite that's basically in our food supply right now. And you got California, Oregon, all across the United States, or between 18 to 20 states. There are, right now we have about 200 documented cases, but reading some tweets from doctors today, based on the numbers that they're seeing, they think the reporting of what we're getting in this is completely off. And now, if you get this, you're going to be experiencing explosive diarrhea. Literally shit hits, Mike, you've heard the question to coat the bowl.
Yes.
It'll become normal for you. And if you start getting that, you got to go to the doctor. They've got some certain kind of antibiotics they can put you in, because it's not like you can go ahead and take something to freaking like Imodium AD to make it go some more solid. No, that's just going to make it worse. Find a doctor, get to your doctor if you get this, because, Mike, this is a point where really shit hits the road or shit hits the fan. And the last you're going to want to do is driving to work or someplace else. And all of a sudden you have to go. And guess what, Mike? There's no stopping it.
Right. You got projectile diarrhea coming out. No one needs that. But the antibiotics that people would need to get is ciprofloxacin and Bactrim, which is typically used for urinary tract infections.
But they're having people take a double dose. And even once they get on the double dose, guess what? It's still going to take 2 to 4 days before you're going to start seeing any kind of a change.
Right.
By the way, this reminds me of something. Do you guys know what you call a vegetarian with diarrhea?
No.
E. coli?
A salad shooter.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah, but, even going ahead and taking and heavily washing your leafy greens in water or salt water or water that has chlorine in it or water that has baking soda in it, you can't get rid of everything.
No. It's a parasite.
So
that's not going to do anything.
So I know you're supposed to eat your leafy greens for the next couple of months. It may be worth to miss them.
Yes. If you don't want to sit on the bowl.
Don't go for the pasta and spinach salad. Stick to the potato salad, ribs, and burgers. Stay away from onions. Should be safe.
Yeah. Sausage, protein.
Yeah.
Anything that will stay away from the leafy greens.
Yeah. Whether it's good Italian sausage, bratwurst, or Polish sausage.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. We covered that one. All right. So, so this is a clip coming from Interstellar. There's another interview Ross Coulthart had with Representative Burleson that we haven't covered yet. We've got some clips from Interstellar and others out there that President Trump is absolutely driven to deliver UFO disclosure because he assigned this to Stephen Miller, who was the pit bull, and he is taking this very seriously and aggressively. Who is Stephen Miller? I've got a screenshot of him that I almost turned into a show that I never quite used. Let me bring this up really quick for the audience. You can see my graphic application here as soon as the memory allocates.
And he's the Deputy Director of Policy for Immigration and something else.
So that's Stephen Miller on the right side. Igor. Yes, Master.
Oh, yeah.
But he's really good at what he does. Either way. Stephen Miller, who is a pit bull and is taking this very seriously and aggressively. So let's see where Burleson takes this with our good old buddy Ross Coulthart again. So let me move this up a little bit higher, maybe. I can't. And let me find the thing where it says courtesy of News Nation, move it over here because we're really stepping on them a lot today and they may take away our funding for this. Hopefully they don't shut down the channel, but we have to deal with it. Banana Booey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, brother. You're a brother from another mother, from another solar system, but you know what? Thank you, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. All right, let's see what Ross has to say with his...
Has President Trump given you or any members of the UAP caucus any indication of where he stands on Big D disclosure? Because at the moment, we've seen this slow dribble of interesting but not overwhelming files of...
Oh, shit, hold on.
Evidence.
I need to change this because I've got this here. Hold on. Where is the courtesy of disclosure tonight? Here we go. News Nation, full. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix it.
That the Pentagon clearly has been taking this issue seriously. But the big bear in the room are their crash retrievals. Is there a reverse engineering program?
An elephant.
Do you think you're going to get the answer?
It's an elephant in the room, Daryl. I know. We keep on hearing that. Yeah.
Answer to that?
If it does exist, I do think that this administration is absolutely driven to find that, to answer that question, because he assigned this to Stephen Miller, and Stephen Miller is a pit bull, and he is taking this very seriously and very aggressively, and all these agencies they now know that the White House isn't going to accept half measures. The White House wants answers on this. They are being very aggressive about this.
And what's the reaction from your colleagues who aren't members of the caucus? Is there a kind of a growing interest?
There is. I get a lot of people on the House floor. They'll come up to me, whether they're Republican or Democrat, and say, "Hey, I want in. I want to. Can you get me into the skiff?"
This is great. Yeah. I was really struck today. It's a bipartisan, bicameral effort. What we're seeing here.
It really is. I mean,
and that's rare.
It is extremely rare and more rare right now. But I have good friends on the other side of the aisle.
Example, when they had the MK Ultra hearing that we covered earlier this week, because our audience wanted us to really cover it, and we did. There was a witness that was brought forward by Jasmine Crockett, who's the ranking minority member of the on the task force for the classification of national secrets, and that person was there to go ahead and defend Fauci and a bunch of different things with respect to, if you want to call it, what the Trump administration has done to the NIH. But the problem was the people who could have been there, Daryl, to go ahead and support her from the Democrat Party, including Jasmine Crockett, didn't even show from the hearing, did they?
Didn't they have the psychologist show up?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I'm not doing anything here pertaining to your topic today.
Right. And her opening statement was very clear on that.
Yeah. She was just there to be a sniper. for the Democrats.
Exactly. Yes. Hypersonic Boom says he never uses sunscreen. Yes, because they found actually recently in a poll, Daryl, people who use sunscreen versus those who don't actually have a much higher preponderance for having skin cancer.
With sunscreen?
With sunscreen versus those without.
Well, good. I feel good about my little tan I got driving around this weekend.
There we go. I hear you, my friend. Let's play some more.
That we have found commonality with this, and I think at the end of the day, this is a humanity issue, and it's something that we all should care about.
As president, it is a humanity issue, but let's see if the government of the United States will get there. Well, in this whistleblower, this is something we saw earlier this week. Coming from Merrick von Rennenkampf, an excellent voice for disclosure and reality, and taking the stats and representing them properly within the media. He says global cooperation following any formal disclosure of non-human intelligence is a preferred end state, but it's not guaranteed. I'm pleased to announce that the Sol Foundation will soon publish one potential pathway to stabilize global security in this post-disclosure paradigm. This is amazing stuff coming from Eric. This is from the disclosure conference that we probably didn't hear because their audio sucked at that point in time. So let's go ahead and play this clip and see what Merrick has to say. There we go.
I think we've heard from enough whistleblowers, David Grush, Jim Lukatsky, Hal Puthoff, Dr. Eric Davis, Colonel Carl Nell, that have all suggested or alleged, and this is also reflected in congressional legislation, that other nations...
Hold on, this audio is killing me and everybody else, so let me get to that. What is that? Hold on. Bingo, here we go.
Nations have also potentially retrieved this technology. And I think it's the height of irresponsibility not to have a very, very nuanced discussion of what the potential ramifications of that may be. If there is someday some kind of a disclosure, we need to have a policy in place, because I don't think, and as I've emailed the group here, I don't think we're magically going to sing Kumbaya once Trump or Xi or Putin announce the existence of non-human intelligence, if that is true. And again, we have to engage in that scenario planning. I'm sure Admiral Gallaudet knows that the military must, it plans for any possible contingency. And I think
this is a good point, because this is something that we've brought up many times here on Disclosure Tonight that leads back to who's going to make the announcement that this stuff is real and what's going to go on. It does, based on where we're at right now, Daryl, it could be the United States, but it could be Xi or it could be Putin. And are we exposed at this point in time if we don't make this announcement first?
I mean, whoever makes the announcement, it's going to be earth-shattering for the Earth, not just the host of the information nation. I don't know. What do we lose? We are where we are, and I don't think we're anywhere.
That sounds like a great a segue to go ahead and have a poll from the audience.
All
right.
I do have another poll queued up before we leave.
What is
for
the poll?
Day.
How many potential answers do you have? 2 or 3?
For what?
The poll you have queued up.
Well, the question is, when do you think the next UAP drop will be? So I have four options.
Oh my God!
The last one being never.
All right. So you know what? Let's go ahead and take that since they have the queued up. We'll get to this point from Marathon Ring Camp is coming from.
There he goes.
But you know what? Our audience loves polls. So here we go, folks. We just miss Anna Plena Luna being on the poll when we're playing the poll music. Let's play that. It's called Pulsing Logo Accent 02. That's one of the sound effects we play with, folks. When you hear that sound effect, that means, yes, we've got a poll going. And who is swinging on it? Hey, in this point, let's go ahead and bring out... let's bring out Friday. Let's see. When are we going to see Friday back on the stage at the Disclosure Tonight Bar and Grill? Is it going to be by this Friday, within 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, or never? Now, we could think that Friday may be coming out, in 2 days. That'd be nice. But it could be longer, folks. So what do you think? Personally, my thought on where it's going to go is in 2 days. It's been too long. You're going to get the 4th of July and everything that's going to go out. They're going to want to get it out the door before they go on their vacation. It's all there. But my God, Daryl, we're at 2 weeks. It was tied, but the audience has been swayed on this drink that is just way too fucking strong. My God. You know what I'm talking about, Daryl. You pour, just like every sip you take, you're like, oh my God, I'm more and more fucked.
Yeah, well, the great thing about that is that it does become more diluted.
Great point, Daryl. We get the cheers. There we go. Cheers. I can't do that. If I were to do that here, I'd be so fucked right now. But look at this. Within the next 2 weeks, we got 40% of our audience, 38%. Come on. Okay, Google. Set a timer for 1 minute.
Sure. 1 minute.
Yeah, I voted for by this Friday with you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Because I believe with the 250th anniversary of this country on Saturday that we're going to get the drop this Friday. We should.
Yeah.
Shit, I need to keep some cologne over here too. That does smell. That seems like a good thing, right?
It does smell really good. It's fierce, the Abercrombie. It just has a good feeling, and it just gives you that kind of stuff that comes into you and gives you the energy. What do you call it? Aromatherapy? Reminds you of the days you used to wear it all the time when you were a fucking whore.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. How'd you know that? Anyway.
Yeah. 15 seconds left. There we go. Our audience. Thank you, audience. 41% of our audience is saying by this Friday. 73 votes that are in with just 7 seconds left. Thank God. We got it. I appreciate it.
But it does also, just, what is that? 78% of the audience believes that it'll happen in the next 2 weeks. So that's very hopeful.
But that's why I usually give them two options. Point A or point B, let them jump into minimal boxes. We'll get you the answer
I always like to give somebody a complete out, like never,
Yeah.
Later than 2 weeks, 13%. Well, that's seriously, that's very hopeful, right? I mean, 79% of the audience believes it'll happen within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks by this Friday within the next 2 weeks. So, yeah. And it sounds like, because Anna-Polina Luna said within the next weeks.
Yeah. Well, look, Congress goes into.
But then again, let's go ahead
Day.
and welcome out Anna. Look how hot she is tonight at the Disclosure Tonight Bar and Grill. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Nice.
I'm just having fun.
Fuzzy videos.
All right, so let's play the rest of Marathon. I guess we got delayed. Marathon running camp. Please continue.
I think this is an incredible.
It's because that drink is too strong. Let me take myself off screen so I can get something to fill up this glass besides alcohol. Here we go.
I got that guy's book today, by the way. Got delivered hardback, Gallaudet. Another book to add to the UFO collection that I've never read.
It's a good place to put it.
Exactly.
Have you considered buying The History of USOs?
Yes, I have.
Volume 1, 2, or 3. That's a great hardback collection. To go ahead, that's a great hardback to add to your collection of books that you don't read. And you stack up behind you.
I was like, everybody thinks you're so smart. You have all these books.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Incredibly important discussion. So, again, at the risk of going down a rabbit hole, let's imagine that China and Russia have retrieved craft. Let's imagine that Xi instructs all of his scientific talent, scientific capital, or Putin does the same thing to work on this problem. And, oh, by the way, they have mastered cheap AI technology and can reverse engineer and make sense of this technology much more rapidly than we can. What happens if one day, and Secretary Rubio has spoken openly about this, what happens if one day we wake up and the Chinese have, or the Russians have, a national ballistic missile defense system based on this technology? And oh, by the way, they also have an offensive capability, and we're stuck without that capability. That is an enormous, not only a national security risk, but a global security risk. So I'll just throw that to the group. What happens if we are ever in that situation? I think that discussion must be had.
Yes, great points coming in from him, and it's amazing to see where it's going to potentially go. Daryl, what are your thoughts on this?
Mike, what are your
Nice. No, he's absolutely right that if any other nation besides ours comes forward with this information, number one, it's going to put us at a disadvantage. And I don't know if our government already has in place a policy if something like this were to happen. I believe they probably do.
Only twice.
Yeah, but if they don't, then it is something that they should be working on already, especially with disclosure moving forward now. It's only a matter of time before more information starts to come out. That's my opinion, Daryl.
Well, thank you for that, because I didn't have one.
No, I get it. It's national security. I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, national security adds up over time, and sometimes you have to go ahead and eliminate it. But sometimes your body, when you get older, you don't eliminate it as fast as you possibly could.
No, that's true.
I just blew snot all over my hand laughing.
No, it's okay.
Oh, you got to have fun with it.
Yeah. So what do we got left in the bookmarks?
I just got the warning that the husband upstairs can smell the cologne that I sprayed before. And it's like, Luke, you should take that as a hint.
Yeah.
Sexy man.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So Miracle
we've had an
Camp,
interesting
always
show
great
so
to hear
far.
from him. Let me turn the audio back so I can hear this better. All right. Where are we going? Yeah. What about all
what's
these,
next?
Mike, what about all these Europeans that are not getting air conditioning? What the hell is up with that?
Oh, God. And with the heat wave that we're going to be experiencing? Yeah, it's
and they're
not fun.
experiencing all fucking summer, and they go ahead on in the buildings, they turn off the air conditioning, and they only keep it for the executives in the higher floors. Isn't that so nice?
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I would be tearing the building down.
Yeah.
We're also learning that a lot of Europeans don't know how to swim very well.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you've heard that they're drowning.
Someone who jumped into the river in France, and they didn't die from the shit that was floating along with them. They actually didn't know how to swim.
Right. That's been going. There's been a lot of deaths on the sign because of that.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Shermer, you know who Michael Shermer is, right? He's the new skeptic who was brought on with Avi Lube. Remember, folks, go ahead and support your local lubologist. Avi Lube is the great lube for you, my friends. That's right. He is the one who will give you disclosure and a whole lot more that actually doesn't exist. So let's get into it. Michael Shermer says the space-time bubble hypothesis to explain UAPs is highly unlikely given how physics works, and inventing new physics to explain UAPs is not helpful, says Avi Loeb. What are we talking about? Let's say UAP. Let's see if it's here. Oh, it's not here. All right. You can go ahead and look at what's potentially out there, but if we're constraining science to look at what we know is currently possible, but see something like the Tic Tac incident, where you had an object that was up there at 100,000 feet, right? And it dropped down to 50 feet in less than a half a second. And the speed that this object moved from 80,000 feet down to 50 feet, right?
Right.
It normally, if that would be going on, if that object was moving around in our atmosphere, right? That object would burst into a ball of flame.
Right.
But if you have something that's at 80 to 100,000 feet and drops down to 50 feet and it doesn't burst into
flames, that's obviously not observing our understanding of the laws of physics.
No, that means there's something going on that expands our understanding of what's possible in a bunch of different areas. But what we're getting back is people like Michael Shermer, who is looking at science like a religion, saying, no, we can't go out and beyond the words of the Lord, where it says all these different things that are going on with it. No, we're not dealing with a religious complex. We're dealing with a scientific complex, and you have to open additional findings and things to help you understand that you've got this thing that can go from here to here. And rather than saying, oh, no, that's not possible, the mathematician's job, Daryl, is to figure out how it is possible.
Thomas, you just had the book in your hands. You forgot to do the Monty Python skit.
Which one is that?
Yes, that one. That's the one.
Oh, God, yeah.
But listen, Thomas, this is not Michael Shermer saying this. This is actually coming from Avi Loeb.
But it's Michael Shermer parroting Avi Loeb.
Yes. And he's back to Avi Loeb, to what he said about the Ukraine Science Institute and how it would violate our understanding of the laws of physics.
But he talked about the same thing going along with the Tic Tacs. You know,
right.
The objects that were observed by Officer Kevin Day, who was heading up the radar council for the USS Princeton, which is part of the Nimitz Carrier Group, and they had the new Aegis, AEGIS platform that gave them a new way to see stuff. And what they saw was, over a week's time, over 100 of these little objects were in the upper atmosphere, and they were floating around, and they were doing their stuff, and they would come down in sorties, anywhere from 3 to 5 at a time, and they dropped down to sea level, about 50 feet above it, go to a certain point, and then they would always disappear under the ocean. And that point that they were disappearing was near Guadalupe Island. But just don't think where they're going to go, where they disappear underneath the ocean. They're not going to go straight out to that point. They're going to go to someplace else, but it's near that area. And they saw over 100 or 110 objects, Mike, over a week's time.
Yeah, it was over 100, Thomas.
Yeah.
Kevin Day came on the show and talked to us about it. So, yeah, there was a lot going on at that time. And none of that had anything to do with being limited by our physics or our understanding of our physics.
But that's the same logic that Avi Loeb applied to the Nimitz incident. He applied that same stuff after Sean Kirkpatrick, who was head of ARO. The day that the report came out in 2022 from the Ukrainian National Academy of Sciences, from their astronomy division, and they had multiple locations where they had telescopes looking for meteors that would come into the planet to go like a detection system. They picked out these objects, ones that were in the upper atmosphere, that are like these, the cosmics, really bright, moving slower. But they also picked up the other objects that were the phantoms, which were completely dark. They were tumbling along their way, and they were moving at these really incredible speeds. And the day after the report came out, or the day that the report came out, Sean Kirkpatrick drove from Washington, D.C. up to Boston. I guess it's like a 6-hour drive to get up there to go ahead and ring the doorbell of Avi Loeb unannounced to go ahead and cover this, but it was there to go ahead and shut the truth down and to put out an article that completely debated what was going on. But you know, Mike, it just didn't end there. We've also had Avi Loeb take a bunch of different observations, like including the one against Dr. Beatrice Villaro, who saw these other objects in the showing up within astronomy plates.
Yeah.
Back in before we had like satellites up around the planet, but we were recording them.
That's correct. She found transients, which were not naturally occurring objects in space. They were artificially created. And he disputed her findings.
Yep.
So that's all right. She got published in a peer-reviewed astronomy journalism journal. And it doesn't matter what he thinks or what he says. It's not accurate.
No.
So people are doing good work out there, regardless of him trying to interfere in it.
Yep. All right. So, Mike, I've got another clip here coming from Representative Eric Burleson. Let me go ahead and bring this one up for us. Guest. All right. So let's get to it. Representative Eric Burleson dropped a bombshell from inside a skiff. What I consistently have seen that to me is that's unshakable is these plasmoids. Let's see what he has to say. Here we go.
Intelligent.
I consistently have seen that to me that's unshakable is these plasmoids, these glowing balls of plasma. I don't know if it is plasma, but they look like what plasma would look like, and it's moving intelligently. They seem to be, maybe half the size of a sedan or something like that, but they're not flying by conventional means. And so one can't really I have no idea what they are, and neither does our intelligence community.
So when you say they're moving intelligently, why do you say that?
Well, they're not moving in a way that seemed natural, right? So they're moving in sometimes right angles. They're moving, they're just standing still to an incredible speed.
And it's part of the briefing that we don't know what they are.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, I asked point blank to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence when they briefed me about this. They literally that briefing began as, and that was a second briefing. The first briefing that I had, they said, "Sir, we've not found any evidence of anything." They called me in 2 months later to say, "We felt like we had to bring you back because we have had an experience that we cannot deny."
So this is what you've seen is the actual object that the ODNI people saw.
I've seen footage, so I've not seen the footage from that event, but I've seen similar objects that are filmed by the FBI.
So he's seen things. It backs up what they said they haven't seen, but they call them back and say, well, we've got some new stuff where we have seen this. Mike, that just points towards there's a lack of information that's being passed forward with different
agencies.
Even within the ODNI itself. So they're getting information that comes in and lives with that intelligence analyst when they're there, but it's not being contributed to a much larger source of the information that the ODNI should have available at any time.
They should.
Yeah.
And they should be sharing that information with other intelligence agencies so that they're all on the same board.
Yep.
But as we are seeing and hearing, that's not the case. So it's a lack of the intelligence community cooperating with each other. And as far as this topic is concerned, they don't really want to discuss anything about this publicly.
I guess you could go ahead and call it a lack. It's just a limitation of what we currently have in place.
Well, yeah. I mean, because of what happened in 9/11, 2001, where New York City got attacked, they wanted to make sure that a failure of that type never happens again in the intelligence community.
Right.
And it seems like this is 25 years later. We're right back to that again, where the intelligence community is not sharing information with other agencies.
Yep. I hear you completely, my friend. Just a couple things before we go ahead and move on. We've got a clip from Christopher Sharp, who was with at OANN over and Matt Gaetz. Unfortunately, we don't have the full length of the interaction between these two. Let's go ahead and see where it takes us. Here we go, folks.
There's already this Cold War underway among those that are here, those that are on the moon. How come you think there haven't been hostilities with humans yet?
That's the $1 million question. I mean, when we're speaking about kind of intentions, we're basing that on human intentions, what humans do. Mm-hmm. If we're dealing with some...
Hold on a second, Mike. What the fuck did he talk about on the moon?
That we're seeing activity on the moon. Go back. Let's start.
I want to go back and hear that again, because this is the whole setup getting to it.
That are here, those that are on the moon. If they're already here, and if there's already this Cold War underway among those that are here, those that are on the moon, how come you think there haven't been hostilities with humans yet?
So he's calling out that there is some kind of occupation or something going on the moon at this point.
With NHI here on Earth and on the moon. Yeah, I never heard of that. But okay.
Right. I just wanted to point that out because this is the first time we've heard it. Kind of like we saw last night when Daryl picked up and when Avi Loeb said he's on the governance board for UAP information.
Well, he's going to be on the governance board, he said.
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. I will be on. Yeah, right. Exactly. Let's play this. Here we go. What I found, our most interesting information always comes up at the end of the show.
That's true. Yeah.
Here we go.
That's the $1 million question.
Yet.
That's the $1 million question. I mean, when we're speaking about kind of intentions, we're basing that on human intentions, what humans do. Mm-hmm. If we're dealing with something that's not human, we're not dealing with human emotions, we're not dealing with normal human intentions. So it's such a difficult question to answer when you're dealing with something possibly which is not human, that don't have the same kind of like drives as we do. But yet there are some...
Hold on a second. Mike.
Yeah.
This is probably the most intelligent and honest take of the situation we've ever heard in a news broadcast.
Right.
He truly called it out, like we've called it out many times, that these things are so fucking alien. You can't take anything that makes up humanity and
apply it
to it because they're not human. They don't have care. They don't have compassion. They don't have love, and all these different things we see as just something that is so alien to what we have. I gotta say, Christopher, he's talked a lot of different things. I've never heard this out of him before, but this is something how we really feel on this. This is like the right conversation that we should be having. Granted, not necessarily the best person, but wow.
Yeah, well, you and I have been saying this publicly on the show for years now. He must have heard it and picked up on it. Well, it's a good point.
It's something where he's coming from, and one hell of a great journalist. Let's get back to it.
Really alarming allegations surrounding James Clapper, though. The allegation is that him and Stephanie O'Sullivan, when he was Director of National Intelligence, ran a program to detect, shoot down, and retrieve UFOs. That's the allegation.
I wish I would have known that when I was asking him questions under oath. I would have found a way to make it relevant. I'm sure former Director Clapper is still around and could answer those questions if members of Congress wanted to ask it. It'd be interesting to see what he had to say about all of it.
Yeah, it's cut off there.
Is that him and Stephanie? But yet there are some really alarming allegations surrounding James Clapper, though. The allegation is that him and Stephanie O'Sullivan, when he was Director of National Intelligence, ran a program to detect, shoot down, and retrieve UFOs.
And that's the program, Mike.
Yeah.
The people who have accused Lou of being in charge of security for.
Right.
And if it was something he was involved in and he saw, could that be giving something that's giving him the drive to want to get the government to bring out the truth?
If you buy into what Ross has been putting out there, which I
forget
don't.
what Ross is saying. If that's the case, if he was involved with it, from what he saw, right, he wants the truth to come out.
He does.
So why would someone who has this additional insight into it, why would you want to keep them from bringing the truth to come out? Because they know all of this shit that nobody else knows.
You wouldn't.
Right.
But obviously,
so why
Ross sees
is Ross
it differently.
against Lou to go ahead and bring out the truth? If Lou was involved in different areas and he does have the capacity to get to there and he can get into the national security role where he can take that knowledge and work with it and use it to bring out all the shit that he knows that's out there, because that's why he quit his fucking job and brought his family to go ahead and live in a fucking travel trailer that was parked in a rat-infested fucking aircraft hangar?
Yeah, that's about right. So, yeah, if this position becomes available, I certainly hope that Lou gets it.
Yeah.
And right now, we haven't heard anything about this position or moving forward on it. So it's all right now allegations.
I know. Either allegations, it's just kind of point out of where we're hearing stuff from Christopher and other people how all aligns, and it's just I don't care who gets to it, but what we want to get out of it, Mike, for the most part, we want to
is the truth.
We're not going to get everything, but let's take it and move it enough forward. We have the acknowledgement that there's something here. We may not get something more than that, but we gives us the platform and that base level to go ahead and build on it, because it's always going to be a fight to go for the truth. But as long as we have a start, I'm happy with that.
Oh, and I would be as well if we at least got that acknowledgement. You're right.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what comes out further on the next drop and subsequently afterwards. And hopefully we're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Now, this is the big one. Could have been the title of the show, maybe tomorrow. But the greatest revelation since Jesus Christ, Mike.
Yeah.
That's how Burleson explains UFOs to Ross Collard.
The otchet.
Yeah. Mike, I have to do it.
Yeah.
To bring out the hat, lower myself down so I'm here. Oh, God. Audience, pay attention. And maybe bring out the hat, because if I have to bring out the hat, you know there's something important in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking out of Barney Rubble. There we go.
Oh, cool.
We're on the cusp of perhaps uncovering the biggest secret in human history, if this is true.
It would be. I mean, to me, it would be the greatest revelation since Jesus Christ, since the birth of God.
Now, seeing you've mentioned God, you're a man of faith.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It just wasn't Jesus Christ. He said this is the most important thing we've learned since God. I'm sorry I've got the fucking hat on, but it's just like
Christ, since the birth of God. The greatest revelation since Jesus Christ, since the birth of God.
I think it would be bigger than that, and I'll tell you why. Because we haven't been able to establish that, in fact, Jesus Christ was real. And if it comes out that the NHI and the UAP are real, then not only is it the biggest story in human history, it's also the real one that we have proof of.
Mike, I have to say, bringing the hat out, awaken the audience, because we have 10 more viewers now that were watching it before I started. But it's the truth. God damn it. It's what we're dealing with. It's a sad thought, but the reality of it is, but does that explain why there's a big resistance? We've been hearing all these Christian, or more importantly, Catholics come out and who are priests talking it negatively against it, like it could potentially damage their religion.
Oh, if the truth on this subject came out, it definitely would damage their religion. And they don't want that.
But it's just, It's a misunderstanding, right?
Well, that's one way to look at it.
We thought it was one way, but it's a little bit different. But we all have the same thoughts, so let's all come together, kumbaya.
Yeah, we have proof of one, but not the other. That would cause a big rift. So that seems to be where we're headed.
Yeah.
And we're going to follow it every step of the way and see where it goes.
I guess that comes from all the people who are follow Christianity should be full of love and acceptance, but they're full of hate. It's kind of like they follow one religion, but they act in something that's completely separate from the other. It's just something that I've observed. Well, it is what it is. All right, so that didn't happen. We were supposedly have something happen today. This is coming from Robert J. O'Neill. Who is he? Well, he was part of SEAL Team 6, and he was also he's been kind of credited for the guy who shot Osama bin Laden. And when they had this, asking, hey, do you believe in aliens? And he recorded saying, big things coming Wednesday. And Mike, what do we get?
We got big nothing is what we got. Nothing burger.
Not a fucking piece of shit. So
right.
We brought it up. It was a possibility, but another nothing burger. What do you expect?
Right. But if we do get the drop this Friday, he could have been referencing that. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. So I think the jury may still be out on this.
It usually is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking at last things on X before we go out tonight, what are we dealing with? Well, we've got coming from Soft Disclosure, also known as Fettuccine Split. We know him, don't we, Mike?
We know Brett very well, yes.
Oh, yeah. So Gerb lugs around massive set of orbs.
Nice.
Sherber says talking UAPs, UFOs, and ETs with Hannah Daba News Nation, especially on how to think about unexplained anomalies. That is 5 to 10% of unidentified anomalous phenomena. Skeptical people, before you say something is out of this world, first make sure it's not out of this world.
Are you just...
Oh, God, it's late. We'll cover this tomorrow, Mike.
Okay.
There's actually things we can say. Well, we've gotten through 2 hours. How about that?
Yeah. Good show.
Yeah. There we go.
Thomas.
We made it. July 1st.
Thomas.
Yeah. Daryl.
Before you go, I put it in the back chat, a 6-second little video of somebody wishing you happy birthday.
Oh, is that the Stephen Greer one? Just tell me to bring it over there and I'll bring it up.
I put it in the back.
Oh, I know. Oh, let me get to it. No, 1400.
It's a YouTube.
No, it was here. I got it this morning on my phone, but it's actually.
Oh no, I put it in the back chat. I put it in the back chat as a YouTube.
Fine. Let me get to it. All right.
I try to make it easy.
There you go. Son of a bitch, it's DC Muscle Wolf.
Happy birthday, Thomas!
We can't hear it?
Well, you can't hear it, but the audience can see and hear it.
Oh,
Hold
the audience
on.
can? Okay.
Give me a second. Audience is laughing already. They gotta be. Get this over here. TV, enter.
Happy birthday!
Okay, hold on. Now you guys can hear that and the audience can see it. But I need to scroll it, get it to the right size and the whole bit. Yes, this is the picture that matched with DC Muscle Wolf. What am I talking about? Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. DCMUSCLEWLF. File names contained. DC Muscle Wolf. Oh, I found it. I can't show this exactly.
Oh, no.
All right, so I have to go to this, and I just have to go to the spot and delete it. There we go. So, from what you've shown, Daryl, And what we got there, this is, you've got him saying,
Happy birthday, Thomas!
thank you, Grok. However, I want to take that there.
Happy birthday, Thomas!
With his hand like that, I need to go ahead and, okay. I'll get in trouble for this. Already deleted something from it. This is something that's out there from Legacy on the internet. It's my birthday, so you guys are going to get something if you're still watching. Oh, God. Video full Thomas Big Guest. All right. Coming to us from manhunt.net. Looks really similar to the video you have created based on the picture we have of Stephen Greer, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hold on. There we go. I've got that one, and I need to be able to bring this one to the front. There we go. Hold on. God damn it.
No, this is investigative reporting, Ross.
This is totally investigative reporting. So now we've got this, and we can see we've got someone here by the name. That chest really looks familiar. So does that neck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's coming from manhunt.net in DC.
DC Muscle Wolf.
Yeah. DC Muscle Wolf, right there. DC Muscle Wolf. You ever hear us talk about DC Muscle Wolf? This is the man we're talking about, folks. Yeah, I know we got to have some fun with it, but either way.
You need that Captain Sulu, what's his name? George Takei going, oh my.
Yeah, all right. Let's get this a little bit wider for it. A masculine, big muscle guy here. Enjoy another in shape guys who are athletic to slim to muscular. Am a genuinely nice gay guy, fun, passionate, into connection with a guy. Am 8 inches plus cut, love oral, and I'm great at it. So like other masculine tops too. I like white or Latin, 18 to 40s, not femme, drugs, overweight, or the important word here, my friends, is bossy bottoms. Nobody likes a bossy bottom, guys. Please, no drugs. Remember, the ultimate cool is to be nice, even when you are buff and very good looking. He calls himself as he went away at my place. I am white and I'm negative, so. He's into getting into one-on-one and group dating, of course, kissing but no partying and playing. He is 6'4", age 40, muscular, green eyes, dark blonde, and he's a top.
Wait, what does P&P stand for?
Party and play.
Party and play?
Yeah.
Like sit and spin?
No, it's like kind of doing drugs and getting all high and then wanting to engage. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he's a poppers guy. Yeah, the thing is just all that VCR cleaners that are out there. Sometimes you have to clean the heads.
Sometimes you have to blow the head out.
Yeah, to get rid of the crust that's in there. Absolutely. You need to clean the pipes. Wait, Daryl, why are you still... Let me get this out of here. Hold on. I lost you guys there somewhere. I lost everybody. On that note, we're still live.
Also a medical doctor, so I am very healthy.
Yes. Well, he used to be an emergency doctor, right?
He was an emergency room doctor.
Yeah. You got to trust what he says. He's a doctor.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Like Dr. Joe Biden.
Oh, my fucking God, yeah. You're back to the old fashions again?
Well, just, capping off the night with an old fashioned, yeah.
Capping off the night. There you go. I've still got this one. It's still 3/4 because it was just way too strong. It's one of the things to take a sip of, and it's like, oh God, how can I recycle that tomorrow? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Not just that, I want to thank a bunch of people for who threw out some super chats tonight. If I could find where the fuck did I hide the chat window? It's around here somewhere. So let me tell it to restore chat and then pop out the chat and bring it out. Ah, there it is. I want to go ahead and thank some people for some wonderful super chats tonight. Let me go ahead and bring this up. And who the hell are they? Oh God, a bunch of people. Let's thank Perfectly Imperfect. Thank you very much. $20. Appreciate it on my birthday. Schmuck UK. $2 UK, $3 American. Greatly appreciated. NYCE elevator guy. Holy cow, $50. Thank you much. Love everybody from New York, don't we, Mike?
Oh, we do. 100%. Anything below us is a good thing.
Yeah. Gizmo. Thank you very much. Canadian, $60. $45 American. Yeah, the exchange rate sucks. We wish he could fix you, but yeah, Carney's doing such a great job. And it's like, who runs the circuses, Mike? Isn't it the Carneys? Yeah. You know, the circus is more like the little traveling country fairs, and unfortunately, they're in control of your country. Yeah, we got Doc. Happy birthday.
Not that there's any difference at this point, but people are saying that they can't hear us in the back.
There's no reason why they can't hear you in the back. No, say something, Daryl.
Good night, Gracie.
Hold on. No, the audio levels just did actually. I'm watching it right here, right now. Get the filters. Let me go on to gain. Yeah, let's turn your audio down. Go ahead, say something now.
Reverbing up with somebody there for a second or something.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not sure why. Google's gone and dropped your audio downs, but people are saying you're fine where it is on that point. I want to thank everybody for coming out to this episode of Disclosure tonight. Happy July 1st. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next 6 months of Disclosure. And as we usually say it at the end of every episode, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody, but wait.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye.